0, half an hour into the game.
Most certainly. But given the context that the Indian national team finds itself in, the lack of preparation, the lack of practice, one wonders, as we saw against China, as the first half wore on, the combinations, the understanding became better. Bryce Miranda going one way and then the other, trying to close down the opposition. But there has to be some sort of chemistry eventually. The formulae need to work.
They tried to put in a training session, Atish, as you well know, as we all very well know, but that did not materialize. And the training sessions that they are having is pretty much what you get to see on the pitch. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. Goal kick for India. 35 minutes in and no goals for either team.
I think the bigger cause for concern now is that by now there was an attacking verve that we could see against China for the Indian national team. You and I were in the commentary box. We noticed that there was an injection of pace within the first 35 minutes, slowly but surely. But this time, India needs to defend again as Lal Chununga blocks expertly from Joni's effort. Rahmat Mia. Shumon Raza. Cross from his right, Sana Singh clears it away from the near post. Shot by Rabiul, blocked by the Minister of Defence, Sandesh Jhingan. And now Abdul Rabi in possession.
It is these moments of transition which are so important for me, Atish. When we get the ball out of defence, the transition to attack has to be quicker, a lot quicker. We can't allow Bangladesh to come back into their shape, into their structure and defend in numbers. It becomes far too difficult on a slick surface where it is raining continuously.
Going back to the point, you could see that there was an injection of pace, an injection of threat. Sunil Chhetri took that shot from distance. That gave a sliver of hope to the Indian team that they can take some risks in its own way. Haven't seen that verve yet. That cross that came in that Chhetri couldn't convert, of course. There was another cut back towards Sunil Chhetri, but couldn't take the shot. There needs to be a bit more commitment going forward by the Indian team.
Absolutely. For me, the most important or critical aspect of the team talk for Igor's team match will be the lack of supply to Sunil Chhetri. He hasn't had a lot come his way in this first half. And when you have someone like Sunil Chhetri leading the line for you, you need to play the balls into him.
Trying to play it off to Abdul Rabi, marshalled there by Shahil Hussain. Hridoy closed down by Rohit Danu. Tries to win the foul. On the throw.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just a throw-in for India. Nothing more. Rohit Danu wanted the foul and he had a good claim to that foul, Rohit Danu. Needs treatment, does he? He signaled to the bench, Rohit Danu.
Isa Faisal there. After that challenge, feeling the effects of it. Igor's team match feeling the effects of an ill-prepared would be perhaps too harsh a word, but not ideal circumstances. Isa Faisal now seems okay. Just punted the ball forward. And now it's Jabir Ahmed. Amarjeet Singh Kiam with the first tackle. Ahmed managed to keep possession, crosses the ball, goes to Dheeraj.
This is the moment. These are moments where we can hurt Bangladesh. Transition, fast, quickly.
Rabi looking for options, had to play it back. Rohit Danu to Bryce. Sunil Chhetri and Rahul were in the box, but Rahmat Mia was the first wall.
Still an opportunity, Atish. Bryce Miranda will be taking that corner, allowing the likes of Sandesh Jhingan to have a moment where they can load the Bangladeshi box with options for Bryce Miranda.
Bryce looks to pick his spot. It goes long, it goes towards Sana Singh. There's shouts for handball. Sandesh Jhingan, the primary appealer. The referee from the Philippines is unperturbed.
India will recycle the ball, but it looked like a strong shout, especially from the Indian players and especially from Sandesh Jhingan for that handball. Hope we get a replay on that.
He's still having a few words with the referee, Clifford Pustanes, indicating that there was a clear handball. Rehmat Mia with the clearance. That's a foul.
Unnecessary one from Bryce Miranda. Rehmat Mia again wasn't really in a position where he could have caused India a lot of damage. Lucky to get away. Cynical by Bryce Miranda.
Five minutes left in the stipulated 45. Mitul Marma's goal, that is Bangladesh's goal, is yet to be threatened as such. Offside flag raised. One can remember one shot on target by Dheeraj, rather on Dheeraj's goal by Jabed Ahmed. When you have the entire defense line in front of you, you shouldn't really be offside from that angle. Pretty certain Javi Cabrera would be telling Rabiul the same thing. Meanwhile, Sana Singh. Bryce giving him an awful lot to do with that through ball. He is energetic and he does manage to win the foul though, Bryce Miranda. Doesn't let anything go. And it's another set piece and another situation where India can look to capitalize. Ran himself ragged against China. Seems to be doing the same against Bangladesh as well. It seemed like Bryce Miranda was asking Rohit Danu if he was ready to take this free kick, whether he would be the one trying to hit this directly onto goal. Could have been an opportunity for Sunil Chhetri to test the keeper as well. But giving the young charge the chance. It is Rohit Danu with a clip ball towards Sandesh Jhingan. Just a little too much on it. And Mitul is grateful. Not a bad idea. Bryce. Amarjeet. Ayushdev Chhetri. There's a player down for Bangladesh. The referee notices it now. Asks for the physio. It's been a quiet first half from an Indian standpoint. It's Jabed Ahmed that was caught in the follow-through once Amarjeet was completing that pass. Completely innocuous, unintentional. Lots to think about for Igor's team match, lots to stress about as well. He wouldn't be a happy camper right now. He knows that this team is capable of much more. And there have been glimpses of promise, undoubtedly. What it does do is give an opportunity to the Indian team to have a little chit-chat with the management. Mahesh Gowli there speaking with Amarjeet Singh Kiam for these last few minutes. Given that they'd want to go into half-time with the lead, could there be a slight more verve in attack? Could there be more numbers put in towards Mitul's goal? Just that last charge before you get to the calm of the dressing room. Sana cut out. Chhetri drops deep. Sana pushed into slide. Amarjeet sliding too. Goes for a throw. Rohit Danu asks for it quickly. Miranda obliges. Bryce Miranda taking on three. Bryce Miranda going alone towards the wing. Bryce Miranda still finds Rohit Danu. There is Sunil Chhetri right in front of him. Pass was behind Sunil Chhetri. Amarjeet. Bryce. He can cross it. Bryce Miranda does. And Hassan Murad with that touch. It crashes through Sunil Chhetri yet again. And it's Rabi. The Bangladesh defense stands firm. Abdul Rabi yet again towards Rahul KP. Mitul Marma with the save. They tried thrice and they were stopped thrice. First Sunil Chhetri, then Abdul Rabi. And that last effort too. A wall that refused to be breached. First, this cross by Bryce Miranda. Fortuitously, after that punch, falls to the man you would want it to fall to, Sunil Chhetri. What a save that is by Mitul. Then Rabi, again Mitul. You talk about double saves. Look at a triple save there by the Bangladesh goalkeeper. The last man standing stood firm. 3 minutes of injury time. Perhaps a few more would be added as Mitul looks to ease the pressure of the Bangladesh defense by taking some assistance. Slight confusion as to how India should restart proceedings, not from a throw but by a drop ball. Lalchungnunga. There is time for one more chance and test the waters of the Bangladesh defense yet again. Hridoy. Rabiul clips it forward. The winger's offside. That's Mojibur Rahman Joni who was making that run. The youngest member of the starting 11 for Bangladesh. He's all of 18. As the first half comes to a close, plenty to ponder about for the Indian football team. It was slow, it was steady, and in the end though, it was quite fiery. Had Mitul Marma not been in goal, the scoreline would have been different. 3 chances right at the end, but he stood firm. Bangladesh clearly wanting to play on the counter-attack. Mounted a few of their own chances, but at half-time, it is India 0, Bangladesh nil.
अच्छा सिमी का है? अगर मैं बोलता हम बुला रहे हैं तो वेट कराता ना.
The new Suzuki Avenis, more zip per trip.
इस बार एशियन गेम्स में क्रिकेट भी है.
एशिया में क्या क्या आता है? बांग्लादेश, श्रीलंका, नेपाल
और पाकिस्तान.
पाकिस्तान को तो वर्ल्ड कप में रेगुलरली हराते ही रहते हैं. इसमें नया क्या है?
नया है चाइना. मतलब तो कभी पाकिस्तान को चाइना में हराया है?
19 days of non-stop sporting action. The Asian Games, streaming from 19 September on Sony Live. This is the final call for the Lions as they gear up to reclaim their world title. Watch Ireland Tour of England, 3 ODIs, 20th to 26th September, live on Sony Live.
You want to talk business? Meet me in the onboard lounge.
Game on, play along. केबीसी देखिए और खेलिए प्ले अलॉन्ग सिर्फ सोनी लिव पर. तो 9 बजे आप क्या करेंगे?
First half devoid of too many decisive moments, but seemed like it could have ended in some style for India with a flurry of shots towards the Bangladesh goal. But unfortunately, no goals scored in this match yet, especially for India. The scoreline at halftime is 0-0. Welcome back. It's a must-win match for India. Both these teams have lost their first matches in Group A. For India, of course, the goal difference not too good after losing to China by 5-1 in the first match. We thought and we hoped, we expected a fight in this one. Robin and Siddharth here with me to analyze what has happened. I avoid using words like this, Robin, but would you say before this, was it not the most exciting match?
I think the decision-making or the passing in the final third needs to be done better. If you look at a positive, I love the fact that India in attack is a 3-5-2. That means more numbers trying to create that effort. But if we're talking about creation of efforts, for me, Bryce Miranda has been that outstanding spark for the Indian team as of now. And if we keep going forward, Mithul as well for Bangladesh. He's the one that's kept Bangladesh in the team right now. It's been a physical game at times from tackles flying in, but that's somewhat what happens with football in the rain. And Sunil almost getting us through to that first breakthrough, but 3 chances back-to-back. Mithul stood up very well to the task for an attacking, dominating performance just in attack when we did. But there's loads of work to be done and goals need to be scored because, as you mentioned, goal difference could be an issue for us going forward.
Yep, it definitely could. And that last few seconds that we saw of that first half ending, pretty much the most exciting part of the match so far. But not just as Indian football fans, but as football fans as well, we need a lot more from that match, Siddharth.
100%. We need a lot more from that match, Arpit, because this match is where we get our campaign started truly. Bangladesh and Myanmar are matches that we were looking at as potential wins, and now we absolutely need those wins if we are to go through. Having said that, the 2 things that really matter to me, and I'm sure Igor Stimac will be talking about that at halftime. Robin has already mentioned better passing in the final third, but 2 more things. When Bangladesh commit players ahead, I think our transition needs to be faster, stronger. And lastly, I think when you have that man, Sunil Chhetri, in your team, we should be firing more balls into his feet. The supply hasn't been good enough to Sunil Chhetri for long parts of that game, of that first half, Arpit. He's not had balls fired into him for long periods.
Yeah, we are looking at some of the highlights from that first half before the flurry of chances in injury time. And as our viewers would have understood as well, if you missed that first half from what we've shown you, it's not had so many great moments from either side. If we were to pick the best performances, maybe you would say the defense from Bangladesh has stood up when it needs to be counted on?
I think so. I think I'd like to also continue from Siddharth's point. If we attack Bangladesh quick, we can hurt them. But the slower the attack or the slower the build-up is, Bangladesh has great shape. They know when to press. They know when to not press. Specifically when Dheeraj or Sandesh have the ball, they're happy to sit back. They're happy to sit back. And as soon as you enter the middle third, that's when the pressure comes. And we've seen, just because of that middle pressure, the Indian team's been losing the ball. That's why we're speaking about the missed passes in the third passes, or the final pass in the attacking third. Yeah. And that needs to be done better. From my perspective, if we need to hurt or score against this Bangladesh side, it needs to be quicker. The more time we give this Bangladesh side, they're happy. They come back in shape. They don't let you get time on the ball when India's in the middle or in the final third for Bangladesh. And I hope the scoreline changes. Luckily now, Igor Stimac can say, I have a few changes on the bench as well. So hopefully those changes will make a difference. And going forward, I see positive signs. I do sense a goal, and I hope it comes really quickly, because the goal differences could be hurtful if not.
And therein lies the twist, doesn't it? Because the best third place 4 teams that eventually make it through, Bangladesh, if they defend like this, don't concede, they stand a chance better than India going ahead.
For India, I think, Arpit, we would be missing a trick if we think about that third place. That is not something we should be thinking about at all. You've got 2 matches, win those 2 games, go through your group as the second best team in your group. We can't do as first anymore unless China stumbles, which I can't see that happening. So forget about that third place. Just think about you getting those wins in those 2 games against Myanmar and Bangladesh, going in second place. We need goals. You need to score to win games, and that's what we need to focus on. For that, we need to attack better, be faster in transitions.
We shouldn't be hoping and waiting for China to score 7 goals against Bangladesh or something like that. We need to do it ourselves. Aditya Keswani, our man on the ground there. Time to get his reactions there. Aditya, what did you make of that first half, and what are the whispers going around the ground right now?
Arpit, I'm actually right behind the Indian bench, and all I've seen, Coach Stimac not sitting for 1 second. He's been rushing around his touchline, urging instructions. He's been shouting at the referee a lot. So has Sunil Chhetri, because he's been asking for that service that he's not been getting. As Robin added, Bryce Branda has been exquisite on the flanks. He's been putting in those crosses. We're just lacking that finish, I'm pretty sure the Indian team right now in the locker room is saying that we should be 2-0 up.
Now, Aditya, of course, we've had some reinforcements flown in. Have you had a chance to look at the preparations? Have you seen any of them warming up to maybe being subbed in later on?
Yes, the substitutes have been warming in. The assistant coaches have been working with them. But when I saw Gurkeerat come from the bus, he had jet lag written all over his face. You can't help it. So I'm not sure if he'll be introduced into the game early on, maybe in the last 10 when India need a goal. You never know.
Aditya, this is Siddharth here. I just wanted to ask you, what's the rain situation like there? Because there was a moment in that first half where it really picked up and it got really difficult to play for a few minutes. What's the prediction like weather-wise, and how is the pitch playing out in real time?
So the pitch has been really, really slippery. The rain in Hangzhou is consistent, but very, very light. So it keeps falling, it keeps stopping, it keeps falling, it keeps stopping. So it makes the pitch very tricky to tread on. Was a bit scared for Bryce in a couple of moments because the right back flew into him and he could have injured himself really badly. So the pitch is not helping, but it's definitely making the game quicker.
All right, Aditya, thank you for checking in from China. I just advise you, while I thank you and say goodbye to you, to go stand behind the Bangladesh goal in that second half so that we can catch some of your reactions in the celebrations when we eventually score. But thank you so much for joining us right now. Aditya Keswani there from China, of course, with that fantastic speaker system that they have in the stadium, which always seems to overpower a lot of what is going on over there. That's celebratory right now, but a lot of Indian fans aren't. Robin, what needs to change apart from the scoreline?
I think we will see a few tired legs. One thing that I hope happens now is that Igor Stimac doesn't wait till later on in the game. Quick changes, and I think the locker room conversation, if I can be as forward as to say, is get the ball up quicker, get the transitions quicker, and make sure the final ball is right. Sunil can score goals, but you need that service. We saw Mithul, the Bangladeshi keeper, stand up to 3 chances. That will give him confidence. So come out quick, all guns blazing, get those goals, probably get some rest as well, because these are the 2 games that Igor Stimac said he needs points. So let's go get those points.
And for you, do you feel like if and when a goal is scored for India, do you feel that should be enough, or you feel like they need to go and get maybe a couple of more?
Why not? You know, if you have the opportunities, why not get as many as possible? But get that first one in. And for me, again, once the ball is played into midfield, after Sandesh wins it or Chingling Sana wins it, then Amarjeet Singh Kyam, Ayush Dev Chetri, these guys need to make that next pass as quickly as possible for us to really catch Bangladesh out of their position, out of their structure. It's only then that we can hurt them. Otherwise, it's too late. As Robin said, they're happy to sit back, be in their shape, and no problems for them.
If I may quickly add, the game's physical. We need someone like a Rahim Ali coming in. He'll bring in that height factor as well if he can.
Well, we will, of course, find out if that happens. For as things stand, India have not been able to breach the Bangladeshi defense. The goalkeeper standing tall in those final seconds of the first half. Will the scoreline change? Will that comeback that we have been craving finally mount for India at the Asian Games? We find out after this break.
अच्छा
सिमी का है? अगर मैं बोलता हम बुला रहे हैं तो वेट कराता ना।
The new Suzuki Avenue, more zip per trip.
इस बार एशियन गेम्स में क्रिकेट भी है।
एशिया में क्या क्या आता है? बांग्लादेश, श्रीलंका, नेपाल
और पाकिस्तान।
पाकिस्तान को तो वर्ल्ड कप में रेगुलरली हराते ही रहते हैं। इसमें नया क्या है?
नया है चाइना। मतलब कभी पाकिस्तान को चाइना में हराया है?
19 days of non-stop sporting action. The Asian Games, streaming from 19th September on Sony Live. This is the final call for the Lions as they gear up to reclaim their world title. Watch Ireland Tour of England, 3 ODIs, 20th to 26th September, live on Sony Live.
You want to talk business? Meet me in the On-Board Lounge.
Game on, play along. केबीसी देखिए और खेलिए प्ले अलॉन्ग सिर्फ सोनी लिव पर। तो 9 बजे आप क्या करेंगे?
Still 0-0. Still a goal to get, still a win to find. That's the purpose that the Blue Tigers see in front of them. Sunil Chetri looking to inspire, looking to give those pearls of wisdom that he's accrued over the course of those years that he has played at the top level. On the other hand, Bangladesh would not be perturbed. Their game plans have come to fruition. They have stopped wave after wave of attack, especially right at the death, when their goalkeeper, Mithul, along with the 4 in front of him, managed to purge everything India had to offer. Siddharth Pandey still alongside me. It's a must-win 45 minutes.
The most important half at this Asian Games. I have no doubt about that, Atish. We need this win. We need the goals. And we need those goals quickly, because if we leave it too late, the pressure will build. It could cause mistakes and loss of temperament in our defensive ranks, and could give Bangladesh an opportunity. So if we get a goal early on, I think that would be fantastic. It will just settle those nerves, and I really like the way we finished that first half.
So 45 minutes that will test India's mental fortitude, its physical prowess, its talent on show. A 45 minutes that will dictate their fortunes. No changes at halftime made by Igor Stimac, but changes in play are expected.
This guy on the ball right now, Bryce Miranda, for me was the brightest player on the pitch for India. And yeah, one of the better sides already at the Asian Games was Atish, seeing those numerous Indian players warm up, giving those options for Igor Stimac, which I'm sure he will use today.
Oh, he'll have to. He will have to. Especially given the context we find ourselves in. We've mentioned it earlier as well. These aren't excuses. This is just reality. It's a squad that was assembled last minute. It's a squad that reached China last minute. It's a squad that traveled over 24 hours to reach China and then played a match without practice. It's a squad that hasn't been able to practice even after. So there's plenty of problems. But problems only lead to solutions. It's about finding the right solution right now.
Yeah, and I think we could be looking at quick changes in after the start of the second half. You can see Rahim Ali warming up. The back of your screen there, I saw Narendra Gehlot with him. He could be an option as well. You can see that. But Robin made a very good point. He said the game's physical, Atish, and you need somebody like Rahim Ali up front. He could make a difference, and I agree with him.
Meanwhile, a long throw to contend with for India. Sana Singh with the header. When will we see Rahim Ali come in? No offside flag raised against Shumon Raza. Sandesh Hingan questioning the decision-making of the assistant referee at that juncture. Sunil Chhetri clips it towards Bryce Miranda. Runs into the box, waiting for the cross. It's towards Rahul KP. Goes the other way. Abdul Rabi! Off target. A chance and a half that India couldn't convert.
What a chance this is. Early on in the second half, Rahul KP should be doing better. He's missed the trajectory of the cross coming in completely. And he's not timed his leap very well, which is why that chance has gone. And in a game where chances are few and far between, you need to take those that come your way.
Seemed like he ran ahead of the ball and then eventually tried to make contact. But an indication of Bryce's prowess on the left. Yet again, an indication of where the threat is for India, or rather for the Bangladeshi defense, and where it comes from the Indian perspective. Good signs at the start of the second half.
Well kept in, very well kept in by Bryce Miranda, once again allowing India to switch play, just come over to the other side. But what an opportunity. I can't stop thinking about that. That should have been the first goal of the match, and the first goal for India by Rahul KP. Perfectly floated in by Bryce Miranda, and Rahul should have timed his leap much better than he did.
What it did do, though, is you could see a change in expression in Igor Stimac's face. There was a wry smile on his face now, as opposed to the concern that was etched all over in that first half. Good closing down by the man you were just speaking about, Rahul KP.
Good commitment shown there by Rahul KP to close down the space. Gave no time to Shakil Hussain to find a pass. He was looking for Isa Faisal, but by the time he looked up, raised his head, Rahul KP was right in his face. That is the sort of commitment you want to see. Best player, along with Hridoy, for me, for Bangladesh, Mithul Marma had a monster first half in goal for them.
You mean a monster few moments. Those 15 seconds in which he produced 3 fantabulous saves. Couldn't keep it in play.
Should have done better there, though. It was a simple enough 10-meter pass to Bryce Miranda. Can't be giving away possession so easily.
But Rohit Danu does well. Track back, wins possession for India. Abdul Rabi with a long ball, and we've seen this before. Rahul KP with pace to burn, flashes in the cross. Sunil Chhetri couldn't get there before the goalkeeper. But an appreciation by Sunil Chhetri for the effort that Rahul put in.
And the cross should have been slightly deeper. That is what Sunil Chhetri wanted. But a good run in the inside right channel by Rahul KP. Won the ball in midfield. India now trying to build an attack.
Abdul Rabi. Rahul KP clearly the biggest threat should India choose to counter. But when in possession, they need to find a way to break the Bangladeshi defensive ranks, who've been rock solid so far.
They look well drilled. And that is what preparation gives you. It gives you an understanding. It gives you an understanding of positional play. And you can see they are comfortable zonally, Bangladesh. When they've lost possession, there is no sense of panic within the ranks. They know exactly where they should be in relation to each other.
Bryce a bit too predictable. Shumon Raza gives it to Joni now. Raza, Danu with the interception. Rabiul blocked by Lalchungnunga before it could test Dheeraj. Corner.
Well constructed move there by Bangladesh. Finally got an attempt towards the goal, but they will have to settle for a corner. Encouraging signs for them as well. Dheeraj was not tested, but he needs to stay alert because the score is still 0-0. It will just become so much more difficult if India were to concede.
Wouldn't you know it? Mohammad Rabiul Hussain. Left-footed, so you know which direction the ball would be going. Away from goal, an out-swinging corner. Swung a bit too deep. A hopeful shot, falls to Rabiul. The offside flag is raised.
Slightly lazy there. Mohammad Rabiul Hussain did not come back in time, which is why he was caught offside. Something that frustrates coaches at every level of football. Sandesh.
Lalchungnunga trying to switch play. Bit too much height on that ball. Made it easy for Rehmat Mia to read the trajectory. Amarjeet. Rohit Danu. There's a lot of space for Abdul Rabi on the right.
This is much better though, Atish. There was a defensive crowding by Bangladesh. Successfully switched the play India.
Had the ball been a bit better, maybe Sunil Chhetri could have orchestrated a chance. But now it falls to Ayush Dev Chhetri. Will clip it towards Chhetri. I should have said Sunil Chhetri. The two namesakes looking to combine.
But Sunil Chhetri was frustrated there. Clearly telling Ayush Dev Chhetri where he wants the ball played in, which was not the case. It was too deep.
So Rohit Danu will give way to Gurkirat Singh, who's wearing the jersey number 2. Interestingly enough, and Samuel Kinsey comes in for Amarjeet Singh Kiam. Gurkirat, who's just arrived, is thrown into the mix right at the start. Obviously plays for Mumbai City FC. A mix-up at the back. Dheeraj had to come in. Lucky break for India. As the substitutions happened, India trying to gain its structure yet again. Bangladesh almost exploited it.
It's a low-scoring game, Atish, and I keep saying this. If we concede, it's going to be very, very difficult for us to win this match. Just have to be tight at the back. Can't make silly errors. Need to defend another corner here, India. But it was an error that could have cost India dearly.
Absolutely. Dheeraj was completely exposed in that instance. One has to give him credit for reading the threat, trying to close it down. Could have gone anywhere. Rabiul with another corner. Elevated. Goes outside the box. Sana Singh charging down. Jhingan gives possession away. The ball goes to the right for Bangladesh. Another crossing position. It's Rabiul at the far post. Rahul KP fulfilling his defensive duties. Isa Faisal. This is a strong charge by the Bangladeshi team that India has to contend with. Isa Faisal yet again. Crossing it, Dheeraj calls for it, snuffs the threat out.
Good communication between Sandesh and Dheeraj there. Bryce Miranda can use his pace to get away from his defender. He uses pace and strength to keep possession. This is a good transition from India. Now they need to be faster.
With Gurkirat coming in, there is a target man that India can deploy. That's the positive. He is tall. Just couldn't get linked up with Rahul KP at that moment, though. He's tall, he's physical. As of right now, Sandesh Jhingan has slipped, and Shumon Raza is trying to play in Fahim. Sigh of relief for the Indian team. Lalchung Nunga gives away the corner.
But did well to cover Sandesh there, Lalchung Nunga. Had he not come across, Shumon Raza would have had another couple of yards to run into and pick a pass. But that space was closed down quickly by Lalchung Nunga. So well done to him. But yes, no doubt about it, Atish. This is the best spell in the game for Bangladesh, attacking-wise.
And it's all come because of one momentary lapse of concentration for the Indian team. One opportunity that Dheeraj had to come off his line to help out the defense, and the momentum has shifted. Change in personnel for the corner. Rehmat Mia will be taking it with his right foot now. So different threat to contend with. Tries a set-piece routine. The less said, the better of the shot taken by Rabiul. Bryce had Samuel Kinsey with him, but tried to go alone. And that's perhaps something that he needs to think about. Looking for options whenever they're possible.
Yeah, I do believe that will come once Bryce Miranda is a finished product. Once that maturity comes in his game, I still feel he's yet to peak completely as a player. So exciting times ahead for Bryce Miranda, but once he adds these sort of decisions to his game, intelligent decisions that my co-commentator was talking about, he will become a far, far better player than he already is.
Sandesh Jhingan trying to play the offside trap. The assistant referee didn't raise his flag, but Jhingan did manage to win the foul.
Doing what he does best. Using that frame, that structure of his to protect the ball, win the foul. Sandesh Jhingan. India need a goal. An hour played, it is 0-0 between India and Bangladesh, and we really need this win. 2 changes have been made. As Tish has already mentioned, Gurkirat is on the pitch. He'll be a good target man.
Meanwhile, Samuel Kinsey wanted to run through, marshalled by Javed Ahmed. That attacking verve that India had in the initial phases has quietened down now.
One thing about Bangladesh lately under Javi Cabrera, even if they concede a goal, they have the ability to come back. We saw that in the SAF Championship. They conceded early against Maldives. They conceded early against Bhutan. They went on to win both those games. So it's not like India gets a goal and it's game over. Bangladesh do have the ability to come back. They did the same against Afghanistan as well. So there is a change in mentality since Javi Cabrera has taken over.
Sana Singh with a long ball. That was cleared out. The idea wasn't half bad, one would think.
For sure, the switch was on, no doubt about that. Hard defending by Mujibur Rahman Johnny. Offside flag has gone up. You can still see a number of Indian players warming up in the background. I think one of them is Vinci Barreto. I'm quite sure we will be seeing him at some point in the game. Vinci Barreto, another exciting attacking player. Has pace to burn. Is good in 1v1 situations, something we need.
And ever since the unfortunate events of 2020 when the world went to a standstill, football's rules were also changed. From 3, it became 5 in terms of the substitutions one can make. So there will be some sort of reprieve for all these players too, who are putting in their sweat and their tears on that football pitch, who struggled through the last few minutes of the game against China, when there were 2 goalkeepers on the bench, but there weren't enough outfield players.
Absolutely, and not the case today. Plenty of options available in the defense line, in midfield, in the forward line as well. India now keeping possession. Rahul KP finds Lalchung Nunga, switches play. This is something I want to see more because there is always space on the other side. Bryce Miranda.
Bryce with an early cross. Hassan Murad fulfilling his defensive duties. Samuel Lingdo with the shot, takes a slip. Abdul Rabi gives away possession. But India trying to be on the front foot. And just as I said that, it's been cut off expertly by Isa Faisal. Lalchung Nunga correcting his own error.
Try to play that ball to Shumon Reza. But as Atish mentioned, Lalchung Nunga corrects the initial error that he made. Javi Cabrera looking to make changes of his own for Bangladesh. Lalchung Nunga.
Bryce has seen a lot of the ball and he plays in Gurkirat. Gurkirat using his strength, mixing it with guile, wins the free kick. This is a good position for the Indian team. Bring the big men forward.
That's what he's brought on for. Gurkirat has pace, is strong on the ball, draws that foul in a good position. India now have an opportunity. Sunil Chhetri coming across to give clear instructions as to what should be done with that free kick. Samuel Kinsey it will be who will take that free kick for India.
A product of Shillong Lajong. In his youth days, Samuel Kinsey has played senior football for many a year. Getting an opportunity now. This free kick with some few words with Sunil Chhetri. Samuel Kinsey takes the shot. It hits the post. What an attempt that was. Out of nowhere. And Mithul punches it. Rahul hits it. Another corner.
Sandesh slightly upset with Rahul KP. Rahul KP saying, I had only the goal in front of me. I did not hear your call. But how about this for an attempt? Went straight for goal, did not look for the cross. And I think, once again, Atish, that is a brilliant save by Mithul Marma. He's kept Bangladesh and the score at 0-0.
I wonder if that is what Sunil Chhetri said to him. Don't worry about us. Take the shot. Trust your right foot. It's Samuel Kinsey on the ball yet again for this corner. It falls to Chinglen Singh. But it also goes for a goal kick.
Yeah, I don't think that is what the Indian team had in mind when Samuel Kinsey went to take that corner. It was not a very good delivery this time, but what a save by the Bangladeshi goalkeeper. Equally good attempt by Samuel Kinsey. Very, very close to the opening goal once again, India, but they were denied. Big chance, big chance.
Go!
Sunil Chhetri. Try and win the ball off him. Just try. Bryce. Chhetri. Ayush. Bryce. Good combination there. Bryce with the first time cross. Hassan Murad with a telling touch that takes it away from Rahul KP, who's thundering down against Isa Faisal, who wins the foul.
Everything that is exciting about the Indians in attack is coming down through the left-hand side. It's coming via Bryce Miranda. Such has been his impact on this game. The crosses, the combinations, the attempts on goal, everything is coming down India's left at the moment. Bangladesh, if you look at it the other way, need to fix their right, because India is rampant down their left at the moment.
No handball given. Abdul Rabi looking for options. Finds Rahul KP. Gives it away to Isa Faisal.
Gurki Ratos looking for the throw-in, saying the last touch was of a Bangladeshi player. Looking for changes of their own. Bangladesh and Javi Cabrera. Long throw. India have won the ball in midfield once again. Should look for the switch. They do.
Yeah, Mohammad Rafiqul Islam warming up. Sana Singh loses the ball. Javed Ahmed. Fahim. This is the first time I've taken his name in this half. Fahim with the cross. Sandesh Jhingan had to watch. Unhappy with himself that he's conceded the corner though.
Should be more unhappy with Chinglen Sana, who had space, who had time, and who had no pressure on him. But his touch let him down, allowed Bangladesh to attack, and via that attack has come the corner for Bangladesh. India now need to defend. They need to stay switched on here. Remember, set-piece defending was a problem area against China. The first goal that India conceded came via a corner.
And that to a left-footed player from that side. So an instinct corner by a left-footed player is how Gao managed to score. Rabiul sends it through. Sandesh Jhingan parries it away with his head. Easy. Lal Chungnonga and Murad having a few words exchanged. A certain amount of physicality that Clifford Pustanis now has to contend with. Is he making a mountain out of a molehill, Siddharth Pandey?
Yes, I think he is. I have no doubt about that. It was a very slight coming together, Atish, and look at how Murad goes down. That is quite exaggerated by Mohammad Rabiul Hassan. And Bangladesh finally have an opportunity to make some changes of their own here. Rafiqul Islam is coming in for Bangladesh. And it's a like for like. Sumon Reja, his game has come to an end. Fresh legs on the wings then for Bangladesh.
Ahmed Mia with the long throw. Again, it's Lalchung Nunga that's involved in the action. 20 minutes left and a bit of additional time. As Shumon gathers the praises of his dugout. Bryce, Samuel, there's an added creativity ever since he's come in the middle of the park. Amarjeet Singh is more of an enforcer. Samuel Lingdo clearly has an eye for a pass. But as of right now, India has to defend again, and guess who has to defend again? He's been in the spotlight for the past minute or two.
He has. He's having to close down these spaces, not allowing players such as Mojibur Rahman, Johnny to run onto those balls and get behind India's defensive line. So well done to him, Lalchung Nunga. Going for a long throw-in with Rahmat Mia. Don't have a lot of players in the box for that long throw-in. So I'm not sure that's the best tactic. Because if you have a player who can put those balls into the box, you need, or at least should have, an overload.
That's what he was trying to say, and eventually 4 players did enter the fray. Questionable clearance by Abdul Rabi. Isa Faisal, Ridoy. India need to step up. Fahim cushions it. Bryce Miranda with a telling touch. India concede a corner.
And they're not happy, especially Bryce Miranda, saying the final touch has come off Faisal Ahmed Fahim. But it is a corner and it is a chance for Bangladesh. And as time ticks away, as the minutes go by, Atish, you feel this could be a 1-0 game. If any team gets a goal, you feel as if that could be enough.
Something's got to give. Rabiul with the corner. Goes towards Johnny. Couldn't put it on target. Dheeraj untested.
Lack of communication there. Shakil Hussain and Johnny should have spoken to each other, should have given the call much better. In the end, both of them contested for the same ball. Lalchung Nunga.
Rahul on that right side, closing things down. Of course, he's the first goal scorer in 9 years for India in the Asian Games. Rahul KP, what a finish that was in the dying embers of that first half against China. Gave an entire new context to the second half, but unfortunately, tired legs and fatigued minds had their role to play.
Sandesh Jhingan, unfortunately in Incheon, scored an own goal. No other goals were scored at the Asian Games in Incheon by India. Is Sunil Chhetri offside? Unfortunately, he is. Just thought he had space to run into, but the flag went up. Need to get him on the ball more. There's no other way to say it. Was found too late there, Sunil Chhetri.
Given away by Rahul. His first touch deserting him. Vinci Barreto is on the touchline now. One wonders whose place he'll take.
You would feel it has to be one of the wingers. Bryce Miranda once again has been full of running. So has Rahul KP. And I think we will know now. It's Narendra Gehlot who's come in for Chingling Sana. And is that the only substitution that has been made? For now, yeah, Vinci Barreto has come in and he's replaced Ayush Dev Chetri. So we told you that we will be 100% seeing Vinci Barreto, and it's his moment now. He's got more than 15 minutes left in the game, but India have to defend.
What a challenge that is by Narendra Gehlot. He's just come in. That is literally his first touch. What it does mean is that Abdul Rabi is now playing in central midfield along with Samuel Kinshi. Rafiqul slices it through the Indian defense for Fahim. One has to be careful of the fresh legs that Rafiqul has to offer. Samuel Lingdo Kinshi.
What a first contribution by Narendra Gehlot. Read that perfectly, and what a tackle that was. On point. Any mistakes there, and he would have been denying an open goal-scoring opportunity. Could have been sent off because there was nobody behind him. And so had to time that tackle to perfection.
Dheeraj with the ball now. Narendra, now he gets his second touch. A little calmer one than the first. Bryce Miranda. Good Kirat. Holds the ball up well. Gives it to Bryce. Took the ball and took the man side by side. Bryce Miranda feeling the effects of it as possession is with Bangladesh. Joni up against Lalchung Nunga. This could be dangerous. Joni skips through. Dheeraj. What a save that is.
What a moment this is for Dheeraj. Mujibur Rahman Joni beat Lalchung Nunga. He was away. He had a yard of space to attack, which he did, and then got the shot away. But how well has Dheeraj done there to close down the angles? Just come off his line in a flash, made himself big, and gave no chance for Mujibur Rahman Joni to finish that. Well done to the Indian goalkeeper.
First time he's been asked to perform at a level beyond what was required, and he delivered. But it also was an indication that the Indian team needs to step up again. Bangladesh are smelling blood. It's the last few minutes of the game. You can't afford to give even an inch.
That was a clear 1v1 opportunity for Mujibur Rahman Joni, which he took so well. Beat his defender, but could not beat Dheeraj. Just alarm bells there for India that this is not over. Far from it. And the flag has gone up once again. Chetri frustrated that the ball has not been played into him in time when he made that run.
Didn't play it first time, did Narendra Gehlot? If your audio is high enough, you would have heard Sunil Chetri saying the same thing that Siddharth Pandey was mentioning a second ago. It's as if he was listening to you. Isa Faisal.
Mujibur Rahman Joni is impacting the game more and more. He is a real attacking threat down this left for Bangladesh.
Seems faster in the second half too than in the first. It's as if he was saving his fuel for these last few minutes of the game. Suddenly you can see another yard or two of pace by him. Foul given away by Rahul KP, much to his own ire.
I have to say, though, I've been watching Rahul KP for a number of years now, and this is something he should stamp out of his game, Atish. He gives away too many silly free kicks at club level and when he plays for the national team as well. He needs to get rid of this element in his game where he gives away too many free kicks to the opposition rather unnecessarily. Seems to lose discipline often. He wants to play at a high level, which we know he's capable of playing at. He needs to change that.
It is tough conditions, no doubt. But as the minutes go by and the clock ticks on, the pressure on the Blue Tigers piles on too. Good showcasing of skill there on the left of India, and on the right of Bangladesh's Fahim. Bursts through Narendra once again. That's his second contribution from a defensive standpoint for India. That mattered much.
Look at how deep Sunil Chhetri is having to come to make the game, to get the ball out of India's defensive third and into midfield.
Rahul, Rahim Ali is on the touchline. Gurkira charging the goalkeeper. Marma just in time, just in time cleared his lines. Sunil Chhetri. Now it's a blue wave of attack. Bryce Miranda cleared away by Murad. Rabiul asking Rafiqul to run. Those are fresh legs, remember. Sandesh Hingan with him. Narendra Gehlot has to ensure that Joni doesn't get any time on the ball. The game is completely spread out now.
Yeah, both the teams have lost shape. Worrisome for both coaches, I would assume, but especially for Bangladesh. On the ball though, Bangladesh.
It falls to Rafiqul, who controls it really well, as if he has Velcro on his chest. Slide by Gurkirat. And Rabi steals it. There are options. There's Sunil Chhetri. There's Samuel Kinsey. It's behind Samuel Kinsey, who plays it to Vincy Barreto on the right. Vincy up against Isa Faisal. Vincy Barreto goes towards the byline, flashes it in. Nobody home. Rabi. Ridoy clears it. Johnny. Lalchung Nunga wins the ball. The referee doesn't blow his whistle. Play on is his indication. Vincy Barreto. Much to the frustration of Sunil Chhetri.
You can clearly see Sunil Chhetri is frustrated. Bryce Miranda.
And that's the penalty. That is the penalty. Bryce Miranda with a touch, and is the captain. That takes a piece out of him. Illegitimately, according to the referee.
Let's have a look, and that is clearly a penalty. Bryce Miranda is in the box. Rahmat Mia has missed his tackle completely. And there is no doubt, I'm sure the Filipino official has consulted with his fellow officials. And they have a earpiece on, they talk to each other, they communicate. And I'm sure the message has come across that it is a mistime challenge on Bryce Miranda. And if anybody deserves that moment, it's him, Atish. Bryce Miranda has been India's brightest player down that left. And it is a mistime tackle on him by the captain of Bangladesh, Rahmat Mia.
And there's no point in crowding the referee now. The decision's been made. The situation has already been settled in that manner. Crowding the referee will only earn you yellow cards.
Could be a red. Could be a red. Johnny needs to walk away from this situation. They need to keep their composure. The appealing is far too much and excessive by Bangladesh. He's on a red here. Mujibur Rahman, Johnny, Rahmat Mia and the others need to show some leadership here. Need to tell him to step away. Because even if India scores this, there is time on the clock. Bangladesh can come back. But for that, they need 11 players on the pitch.
Mithul Marma has had a very, very good game. But this is the truest test he's had to face. In front of him is the stalwart. The man who's worn the colours with pride for years and years. The man who's led the side for years and years. the ever-present, the evergreen Sunil Chhetri for India. It had to be him. It is always him. He is undeniable. He is undoubtable. He is Sunil Chhetri. He is the embodiment of Indian football, and he has given the team something to fight for.
What a finish. Cool and composed, as he always is, Sunil Chhetri in front of goal. Bryce Miranda created that penalty, but there was no doubt in anybody's mind as to who was going to take that penalty. Went for it, asked Mithul Marma for the ball, and just look at this. One-step finish by Sunil Chhetri, knew exactly what he wanted to do. And Marma has had a good game. Atish has mentioned that. We mentioned that a few times, but there was no saving that. Once you find the side net with that amount of pace and power, you do not keep out those penalties. Rahim Ali has come in for Bryce Miranda, who's done his bit. Absolutely no doubt about it. India are a goal ahead, and we've said it again that it could be a game where a goal may be enough.
You already mentioned that this game has a 1-0 written all over it. Sunil Chhetri a little deeper now. 39 and still doing fine.
Wish we could see that penalty again. That was class. Such an important goal. Bangladeshi players appealing that there is too long being taken on that throw-in by Vinci Barreto, who is obviously taking his time. But yeah, Mujibur Rahman Johnny has been taken off. I like this by Javi Cabrera. He knew he's on a yellow. He seemed frustrated, and he seemed very close to a red. Mohammad Mujibur Rahman. His evening has ended. He's had a good game. You have to say he's been one of the more impactful players for Bangladesh.
Gurkirat wins the corner. Shakil Hussain. Concedes it. Nervy moments for Javi Cabrera and the Bangladesh side. This could spell curtains for their Asian Games campaign. Short corner taken. Lalchung Nunga now crosses it through, bullets it through for Narendra Gehlot, who had a free header. Couldn't put it on target. What a cross that was by Lalchung Nunga. Narendra surely be disappointed. Don't forget that he is the second youngest goal scorer for the Indian national team in its history. Jerry Sirsinga being the only one who was younger than him, but Narendra was 18 years old and 83 days. Rather, he was 18 years and 83 days old when he scored in the Intercontinental Cup. Dheeraj was an easy collection. Two minutes, or rather 1.5 minutes and a bit of added time. Get through that. India's on the board. Dheeraj. Chhetri. Rahim Ali. Chhetri controls possession, combines with Rahim. Rahul KP gives the ball away though. Samuel Kinsey clatters into Isa, and so does Rahul at the second attempt. It's time to throw in the kitchen sink from a Bangladesh perspective. It's time to maintain the concentration, to hold fort when it comes to India. Rahul, Gurkirat making the run. Spreads the ball to Vincy Barreto on the right. Vincy with a cross towards Rahim Ali. In the center of defense was Hassan Murad. And a foul given away by Rahul. 4 minutes of added time. 4 minutes to hold fort. Narendra slips. Fahim charges through on the right. Sandesh Jhingan stuck to him, but Fahim does oh so well. Vincy Barreto just cleared his lines as Jafar Iqbal was lurking at that far post. Gurkirat perhaps had the option of controlling the ball with his chest. Chose against it, wanted to play it first time towards a Sunil Chhetri. Every single Indian football fan waits with bated breath. The offside flag isn't raised. Lal Chununga with a last-ditch challenge as Rafiqul takes to the floor. Not the time to try and rely on offside traps. The assistant referees kept his flag down time and again on that far side. Sunil Chhetri now. Rahul KP, Gurkirat. He's added that physical presence but couldn't impose himself in that action. Narendra with the clearance. Rahim Ali. Samuel. Chhetri. Rahul given a freer role now. Ever since the introduction of Gurkirat Singh. Sunil Chhetri. Rahul KP. Rahim Ali. Gets closed down. Took too much time on the ball, and there we have a move by Bangladesh as Jafar Iqbal skips past Rabi's challenge. Isa Faisal. Shakil Hussain on the ball now. Gives it away. Narendra. Sunil Chhetri not very happy with Narendra's effort in that attempted pass towards him. Rabi. Vincy Barreto. It's about keeping the cool heads now. Dheeraj accepting or inviting the charge before clearing his lines. It's a free kick given by Rabi.